Our content warnings for this episode are drug use, violence, ghosts, enclosed space, firearms, memory manipulation, and grief. If at any point during this episode you need to step away, please step away and come back whenever you're ready to rejoin us. The sofa is covered in dust. Where there once was Mariska Franken, the promising thin-blood drug baron, now only remains her clothing and the ashes that she's turned into. Leni seems to have vanished, and the rest of the people here in this room are probably still processing what has just happened. Beatrice, Geraldine, Rowdy, what do you do after witnessing one kindred turning into dust and the other just vanishing?
I rush over to Valerie. I assume she's shocked.
Valerie looks absolutely horrified at this happening.
Yeah, I think I rush over to her and I imagine she's like maybe on her knees or like down and I grab her face and slightly rub one cheek. Love, get it together. What happened?
This is why it's impossible that this. No.
What did you do? What did you put in there?
It must have been something about this. And she starts crying. It's rare to see a kindred actually cry, but running from her eyes is now just this mixture of whatever fluids and blood remain in the kindred as she is like full on sobbing about the unexpected destruction of a woman she loved, and mixed with the confusion of what is just happening. She's just at this point unable to properly answer your questions.
I think at this point I was just consoling her. I was like wiping away the fluids and going, shh, no, there's so little left of it.
Rowdy leans over to La Patrona, Jardina, and just whispers, "C'est facile, c'est fini. It's easy, it's finished. Box checked."
I need this is a sweeping or is this a vacuum cleaner? What happens?
Don't worry. I have people for cleanup.
En cadeautje? And Geraldina intends to just have a little bit of Mariska put into a baggie.
Yeah, gathered. Rowdy looks around at Leni.
Leni, schatje, kom eens terug nou.
On y va, hein? Pas de cachet, hein? Don't hide.
Leni,
stop nu.
Leni is no longer in the VIP lounge. Having vanished using the power of obfuscate, she ran out of the lounge and into the main chamber where the music is still pumping and the cave walls and ground are vibrating. She herself feels like she's vibrating. What does she see?
There is still some of this substance, this Todsonde that you inhaled, is still in your body. But if your heart could still be beating, you would feel it like pumping in your chest, but that's replaced with just the beat and rhythm of the music. What you see right now is all color in this room just drained to shades of gray, and mingling among the people, among these partygoers that you ushered in, that you told to come here for a great time, you just see these phantoms between them. Spirits of people that some of them just stand next to the humans, these humans with their warm life and their chance to celebrate that they are still alive. Others seem to try to reach out to these humans, try to cling on to them, but they just grasp through. And everyone is unaware that this is happening. All these people, they are dancing to the music. Don't they know that the spirits from the graves are among them? Leni, you're the only one who sees this right now.
Handle it. She moves through the crowd, just bumping into people, staying invisible the whole time, not sure where she's going until she finds herself in front of that dark tunnel.
And there you also see, as you bumble your way through these people, thanks to your powers of obfuscate, unaware between the partygoers, you come towards this tunnel that has been put off as off limits, and you do see that there's Rowdy's wolf there. That massive, shaggy-furred, golden-eyed hound is just standing there and recognizes you.
Sees me?
Actually, I don't think she could see you because you're still also, especially for these animals, you, if anything, you see that the wolf is like sniffing the air as if Lucian is taking probably in your smell, but is not capable of seeing you.
Leni will pop out of obfuscate and then come down to Lucian. Lucian, you have to help me. Schutz mich, bitte.
Rowdy, what kind of personality would Lucian have? Is Lucian a very protective companion?
Protective companion will tell her everything except when he steals a little bit of meat off of a table or, from someone's backpack or whatever. So, and he can communicate to her currently. So he could, I assume, would be telling her he hears Leni. So that way.
Lucian is moving up against you, Leni, trying to comfort you and just allowing you to also pet the wolf to calm down. And the wolf looks at you inquisitively about what's going on, but you also see that the wolf is like in between, like looking down that dark tunnel that the wolf was just standing in front of.
She puts her back up against the cave wall and sits down, not caring about how expensive her outfit is, and just closes her eyes and is stroking the wolf's fur, trying to come down, remembering it's been a long time since she's crashed out like this, a couple of years before since her body has been even able to process drugs like this, and she knows how to ground herself after a trip gone wrong, or at least she knows how to try.
You sit down there, Lucian's sitting down right next to you, and as you're trying to come down, you slowly notice that some things in your vision slowly get a little bit of color back. It's still like muted, as if through some dirty camera lens, but slowly some colors come back, and as these colors return, you see that there's also like there's this guy walking up to you, like one of the party goers. Like he has like two of these glowing rave sticks in his hands and like this neon green fishnet top on, and he's walking up to you and he sees you sitting there and he goes, "Yo, alles een beetje okay met jou? Are you doing fine?"
No, I'm not doing fine.
"Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, haha." And he just taps his nose like, yep, wat genomen, hè? You took some stuff, didn't you?
She makes sure there's no powder left on her nose. Oh, just a little bit. It's been a long time since and she looks up at him and she can see, I'm assuming he's mortal?
Definitely, yeah.
Is he wearing the pink sticker? Is that what it is?
Has the sticker on, yep. The ones that Rowdy has been handing out.
Oh, can you help me up, please?
Oh, yeah. Zeker weten. and he just pulls you up.
And she drapes her arms around him and like kind of like leans on him, half playing, but also half like happy to feel this warmth around her. Have you taken anything tonight?
Oh, they've been handing out some really good stuff. It's really, there was this one, there was this one lady with like, she had this really big dog, and
she sort of grabs his collar of the green mesh and pulls him in for a kiss, and then will take the opportunity to try and feed on him as well in the darkened corner of this tunnel that leads off into the darkness.
You lean in and start feeding.
I think Rowdy has definitely heard at this point from Lucien that they have found Leni, and has ushered Beatrice and Geraldine with her.
As the three of you are making your way thus through the crowd as well.
And Valerie is instructed to don't get lost. Ensure that we can contact you whenever you are needed.
Valerie just sits down in the VIP lounge, just like still recovering from what's happening. She listens to the instructions. She's like, yes, I will adhere. Yeah. So the three of you then also go through the party in the main cave, and you just come to where Leni is as she's finishing up, having a little drink.
As she finishes, she turns to him and simply says, "Vergiss," and uses cloud memory to make him forget that this just happened.
All right, cloud memory.
I have a question to Markus the Storyteller. I have the merit high functioning addict. So when I feed off of someone who is on my drug, I get to add 1 die to any one category of pool. I don't know if there's a length on it. I think it's probably for a certain amount of time, maybe more than 1 scene or 2. What category of pool should it be?
What would you suggest in this situation? What do you think would be most fitting? What kind of role would benefit from this? Are we talking maybe the kinds of pools that are about, now that you have like expanded senses, anything that has to do with awareness or the likes?
Yeah, so maybe he was on, I don't know, a cocktail of pills and whatnot that sort of like, as you all come up and she sort of ushers him away, you can see her eyes are very wide and her pupils are dilated. And so yes, she'll take an extra die on awareness rolls.
Perfect.
As we walk through the crowd towards where Leni is, Beatrice is also scanning the room for the man from her vision.
You scan the room for anyone that matches that description, and you actually, how about we do a little roll for that, Beatrice? Because I think there might be a chance here. Could you give me a wits plus awareness roll? Ooh, that is a lot of successes. That's 7 successes on that roll. You scan the room, and as you pull up to where Leni is currently finishing up her drink and making sure that her prey forgets about this moment, you look towards that marked off tunnel, and as you are coming up, you're the first to notice that now coming out of this tunnel is a man that looks exactly like the one that you saw in your premonition. Like this 20-something, stubble beard, blonde hair, but also just like this relatively formally dressed, like a very, like, how do they call it? I think it's like business casual, maybe, kind of dress, which would stand out at a rave like this. And there's like a messenger bag slung around his shoulder, and he thinks that he's sneakily coming out of that tunnel, that everyone else is distracted, but you spot him. You see him there.
I I lean over to Geraldine, and let her know. There's the rat we're looking for, the Tremere. And slightly point with the hat over, and would then move to go to Leni. Leni, was ist passiert?
Oh, so schrecklich, Beatrice. Oh, ich habe Geister überall gesehen und auch den Todes.
But you're right. You don't she checks Leni's condition, like looks at her, like checking if there's like anything missing, anything that has physically changed about her after taking the drug. And after making sure that Leni is not starting to turn into dust, I'd like to use my discipline where the shroud thins.
One of your oblivion
This-
disciplines.
This is an oblivion discipline. The vampire determines the density of the local shroud, learning whether ghosts may cross between worlds here, how difficult uses of oblivion are, and whether mortals are at risk. I do not learn the cause of the shroud's condition, simply what it is. And I believe I
Right.
also have to do a rouse check.
Yes, that includes pretty much our very first rouse check for this season. You first make the intelligence plus oblivion roll before we check for if your hunger increases.
That is intelligence and oblivion.
It's a total of 7 successes that you got on this. So 4 more successes than you would have needed. And what do we see as Beatrice is focusing on the state of the veil of the shroud?
I think Beatrice is, after hearing Leni talk and say, the words come up, ghosts and death, and that she has been seeing these things. And after the talk with Valerie as well, I focus my senses on the ground because of what has been said about it being even deeper, it being even beneath this very cave we're in. And you see that Beatrice's eyes roll back, and there's just like wide eyes for a bit too long that you almost worry just like she passed out standing.
Oh my.
But then comes back again.
As your eyes roll back and you're just in this state of trance, you focus indeed on what's beneath you. And from your perspective, there is just opening up underneath you, just this dark maw, this hole beneath you. The shroud, that barrier that in many places is dense and thick, separating the skin lands from the shadow lands, the lands of the living and the dead. You start reaching out to how dense is it here? And what you immediately notice is the shroud here is so thin that in certain places there are holes in it. It's not completely destroyed, but something caused there to be damage in the shroud. And as you reach out, open your senses to that, and you feel that dark pit beneath you, you also just notice that congregating around you are just dozens and dozens of ghosts that seem to be leaning over you. And as that happens, Leni, you're still coming down from that. You're still coming down from the effects. You also see these outlines of ghosts all around Beatrice as this is happening.
No, it's happening again.
when Beatrice returns, there's this expression of satisfaction almost, like she doesn't seem scared or worried about what was happening, but instead seems like so close.
Excusez-moi?
Did your princess ever tell you what they did here?
No.
Whatever they did, they didn't clean it up. We should talk to that Tremere. And I turn over to Geraldine.
Who healed off when you pointed.
Yeah.
That's the Tremere we're going. And Tremere and Geraldine turned on her heels like, moet ik het doen? Ik ben de baas. Maar zij zo lief. Jongens. Pointing at the mark. And Geraldine starts walking up behind the Tremere with her arm extended to go onto his shoulder.
As you put your hands on his shoulder, he just like flinches, turns around, and sees it. Oh, Entschuldigung, did I, can I do something for you?
This is an invite-only party.
I was invited. Valerie Dubois?
Can I see your invitation? Maybe you know the owner?
The owner?
Your host?
And you see him, like, he starts shuffling around his bag, and then he looks back at you. Scheiße.
And I hope at this point 2 goons are also like coming up diagonal to flank.
La Patrona. Geraldine.
Welkom.
I understand that I am in another person's domain. Stefan Reuschler, can we speak somewhere in private?
Say it here. As there's like bodies thriving around them.
And you see Stefan steps closer to you. I'm not sure we should discuss this with a lot of mortals around.
Give me the abridged version before I decide to continue this conversation.
There is a danger for you and the fellow kindred in these domains. I'm here to help with it.
And Geraldine, tell that is genuine.
That is an excellent question. Geraldine, can you give me a... Can you give me a wits plus insight roll, please?
Yes. What
And
difficulty?
the difficulty will be 2 for this. Not a big dice pool. It's 1 success.
Not enough.
Do you want to spend willpower to reroll?
Yes.
There is, because your only success was on your hunger die, you could use willpower to reroll the other 2 dice in your dice pool.
All right, I succeeded, and my willpower has indeed gone down by 1.
And you got the necessary successes for this. This Stefan Reuschler, as he named himself, seems to be very nervous, very much out of his element here.
Of course.
And just very intimidated by the situation. If he were to be like giving you wrong information here, he would be doing so in a position that makes him very nervous and not really in a position where he could do anything about it.
To the goons that were getting near the pair, Geraldine sort of raises a hand. Rustig aan. And she will keep her hand cinched on Stefan's shoulder. Kom. And sort of leads them towards the back where the others had gone to.
All right, so back to where also Leni was getting back there. All right.
Before we continue, I need to make a rouse check.
You need to still make your rouse check. Thank you for reminding for that. And you succeed. You do not increase in hunger. For now.
For now.
If we have time, I might turn to Rowdy and say, "Do you know what's down there? What's in these caves at all? Have you secured this area?"
Sorry, Storyteller, how far do you think Simiche would have secured their place? Maybe that's
So the
real
thing-
question.
Yeah, so there's two things playing here. Of course, as a Tsimeche, you want to make sure that your turf, your ground that you are in charge of is taken care of. And Rowdy would definitely, knowing that there's a lot of mortals, but also a lot of kindred here, made sure that there's a lot of area that she knows about and that she can keep safe to manage. The other element, and this is kind of the complication here, is that these caves, if you go deep enough, they connect to some other passages,
Right.
some of them natural, some of them artificial. And there is no guarantee that you can like manage all of these. You can try to keep people out of those parts, but there is always the risk that someone wanders off into some kind of tunnel that you did not check. And that is just also one of these, part of the thrill of these cave raves is that you're in a place that isn't entirely secure, that has these tunnels you could get lost in. So perhaps that's also a little bit of a feature of this. But yes, there are deeper down tunnels that you probably haven't mapped out or checked.
Rowdy, how far have you explored these caves, these tunnels? Do you know what's actually down there?
Oh, Leni, I'm so sorry. Since when have you cared about danger?
Since I saw death staring me in the fucking face.
I mean, since the embrace?
No, 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago, when you took the...
Yes.
Oh no. Oh mon cœur.
It's the worst trip I've ever had.
Well, and that's saying something. I'm ever so sorry. I have secured many of the caves, many, to a certain depth, but they connect all over these lands, and I have not the age or strength yet to completely know everything, which
Wait.
is
Where's Mariska?
It isn't about how far across the land it spreads, it's about how deep it goes.
yes, that was the long and short of it we got from the meeting.
Or are we still talking about her if Geraldine hears that last question? But where's Mariska? Here she is. And look, I found a friend.
And this business casual, dressed figure, blonde hair, stubble beard, pulls up. Stefan Reuschler. Angenehm. Schön, euch kennenzulernen.
Ob unser
Eigentlich
Kennenlernen
nicht so
schön ist, wird sich
angenehm.
noch herausstellen.
La Patrona here has, welcomed me to the party, but I feel there might be some questions.
What is it you meant to say to me earlier? Say it plainly and say it quickly.
It's really, really loud here. I have to say this. And like, there's like the beat picking up again from the next track. Isn't there a place where we can have conversation at a more, and he looks over to that tunnel.
Oh, precies. Daar is een goede plek. Kom. And Geraldine starts dragging him towards the dark tunnel he was turning his head at.
On y va, huh? And Ratty does turn to Leni and does mimes the shaking of the bag. Leni, your trip could have been much worse. She sort of powdered herself. Tu comprends?
I don't even know what to say.
I'm just so glad it didn't happen to you, though. And Rowdy sort of like cups her on the chin, just like sweetly, not romantically.
As Rowdy does that, Leni, one of your fingernails just spontaneously breaks off from your hands.
Oh my god! It's a ghost! It's a poltergeist!
Je sais pas. C'est chiant, sorry.
Leni, do you still see them?
Just the outlines.
So it's wearing off.
You lead Stefan into that tunnel that was marked off as not allowed to go into, and it quickly has quite of like a sharp descent, so you have to watch a little bit how you descend there.
Yeah,
Takes a
and
few
totally with the intention of having my fellow coterie members joining me.
to that as all of you together go down. There are a few turns around, already make sure that the thick cavern walls keep some of the sound of the main party hall away, but it's also pretty dark here right now. And Stefan reaches into his backpack and he goes, "You mind if I turn on a flashlight?"
Please.
With that act nodig.
Technically not, but I just like to have a little bit of light.
Alec Dumar.
He
Go
just
ahead.
clicks the flashlight on his phone on, puts it on a little rocky outcropping. Okay. You haven't been informed by Valerie that she invited me over here?
No.
I have been in touch with her.
No, not at all.
Well, I am on clan business,
Mhm.
Tremere business. After the recent events here in the Three City area, we have been informed that there was a disappearance of two of my clanmates, Yasira and Chang. I have been sent from the Chantry in Düsseldorf to investigate, to understand what is going on here in this area, and well, I am quite shocked that I have no way of reaching out to my fellow Tremere here. Also considering the information that has been passed on to me about certain supernatural events in this area. Just a while ago I received... Oh, I'm in someone else's domain, I should behave. And just a few months ago, I received a notebook. I'm not exactly sure who wrote it, but it was full of notes about certain supernatural events that transpired in and around the caves in this area.
Do you have it with you?
I have it with me, yes.
Give it to me right now.
I don't think I have to do that.
My prince would be very interested and would be very willing to have a discussion with you about the things you are curious about and investigating.
Rowdy follows it up with a snap and goes, "And my wolf is a little hungry." As Lucian pads up next to her.
Geraldine, can you give me a manipulation plus intimidation roll, please, to see how well this goes?
Manipulation plus
Intimidation. We're talking a difficulty of 3 here.
Uh-oh. Well, that did
What
not
did you get?
succeed. I only got 2 failures, and I failed bestially.
You got a bestial failure. How does your inner beast, that dark passenger that every kindred has. How does it make this situation even worse?
Geraldine gave an order. Orders are to be followed, not questioned. Geraldina will just immediately lunge for Stefan, grapple Stefan with the intention of yanking away the bag or looking for some notebook on his person.
Is Geraldine a strong person?
Geraldina prides herself on some level of strength, some level of getting close and personal with her fists. Prefers it to be very personal.
Stefan experiences this firsthand as you, with one hand, easily shove him up against the wall, and with the other, just start rummaging in his backpack, in his messenger bag, and then pull out this notebook, and then you just violently drop him to the ground as you just feel at the back of your mind all of these thoughts rising of how you could just crush this man, how you could just get rid of him and be done with this. But before those thoughts can come to the forefront and be turned into action, you realize that you have the notebook and a Tremere on the ground next to you.
I collect this on behalf of Prince Chrifu de Graf.
This is not your property. This is Tremere business. I need to find out what happened to my clan members, and I don't think you can understand what's in there. You don't know what is in these notes.
But I do. And so does Leni at this point, even if she might not enjoy it. Tell him what you saw, dear.
Okay, well, I saw ghosts.
Stefan just scoffs.
You saw more than that.
Ghosts. She saw they call them ghost.
Yes, they were ghosts, Mr. Stefan. And she's kind of annoyed that he scoffed at her. So she is going to activate her dementation ability. Requires a rouse check.
Mm-hmm.
And while this is active, during the scene, I can attack his willpower. And if he becomes impaired by taking enough willpower damage, then he must immediately succumb to a compulsion.
Oh, wow.
So I'll start with the first roll.
Yes.
This is against his. So I failed my rouse check, so my hunger goes up, and I got 4 successes. So that's against his composure and intelligence.
So he has to roll that, and if he rolls less than 4 successes, he takes willpower damage.
Right, and for the duration of the scene, I can continue attacking his willpower by doing these contested checks every turn, once per turn.
Once per turn. That is a 1, 2. That's 3 successes on that first one. So you what do we see as this power of dementation is used?
She says, "Yes, I saw ghosts. What the hell else would you call them?" And she said, "Ghosts." No one else would see anything, but Stefan, out of the corner of his eye, might see something move in the darkness, and then sort of shake it off for a moment.
Yeah, he's about to launch a counter argument, but then he indeed it looks like he's seeing something out of the corners of his eyes. He stops mid-sentence, looks around, and just forgets what he was about to say.
Yeah. Glaubst du mich jetzt?
He is completely lost for words for a moment, and then he just turns over to Beatrice. You say you know what to do with this?
You've talked to Valerie, did you not?
we had some brief communication, yes?
As much as you are on clan business, so am I. We have an interest in this. And I do not know how much is in that book, but I can tell you that the shroud is ripping at the seams.
That is why you need more expertise here. I have done some studies on the Shroud and the Shadowlands. I can help finding out what's happening here because you should understand this is a potential danger for this entire region, for your mortals, for the kindred, for the Masquerade.
I turn to Geraldine.
Who at this point has taken out her phone and is taking photos of the pages. Geen signaal here. Muscle.
Why don't we keep him around? Let him go first.
Ah, like those little games people play, right? They walk 10 feet ahead of us. What is feet? What are the 2.5 meters? Dat is genoeg. I can't get a signal.
You don't need a signal to take photos, no?
True, I can wait. With this information.
Wait for what?
Oh, and what would the prince give me in return for these? Oh,
You cannot just share these with anyone. You don't understand
my
what is at
prince is not just anyone, and the discussion is moot because there is no signal. So in the meantime, with the photos saved on her phone, Geraldine just kind of like picks up the notebook and is really rough with it, like really irreverent, and just tosses it at Beatrice. Like tosses it like gently at Beatrice, but after manhandling it.
Yeah.
It's not his anymore.
Beat is holding it way more gently than Geraldine. From our work, you focus on such interesting things. I'll keep this for now. Thank you. And puts it away.
Stefan stands there, looks at all of you and goes, well, I am trying to help you. Don't you understand this?
You are saying there is a great problem? Let's go solve it. Show us the problem. Go. We'll be right behind you. Lopa?
He looks at all of you again and ruffles his hair quickly and goes, all right. Let's see what we can do. And he starts wandering down into the tunnels, picking
and
up his
that's
phone.
why she's La Patrona. And with that, I'd like to attack his willpower once more.
Oh, yes, please.
5 successes.
5 successes. Your you can just lower your hunger manually back to 2 on your character sheet. 5 successes. Oh dear. Yeah, that's 6 successes on his end as you launch that mental assault, and he just glares back at you before walking down the tunnels.
And Geraldine will sort of turn to Leni. Thank you, Scott. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
None of that nasty business for you again, okay? I give you my special things. Lekker extra sterk. Beetje slagroom erop, a little whipped cream on that top for you.
Okay.
Mooi.
Ratty will send Lucien up to go back to the head of the cave where the rave is, just to keep an eye. Just whispering to him. He's, shaking his fur, wagging his tail, running off. She's also looking at everyone's footwear. Ready for some spelunking?
I imagine Beatrice is wearing black platform shoes like Doc Martens, so she's perfectly fine. But does turn over to Rowdy and says, "Okay, excuse me, just wanted to say sorry for intruding into your land. We might have to be a bit rough with it."
Oh no, I mean, je comprends. I imagine. I just think before the sun comes up, I want to make sure that all of Marishka is not in the caves, because I don't want her flitting about in any form. You understand?
Right. It would do Valerie no good to see her again, I suppose. Our hearts might no longer beat, but they still can be broken.
Poetic. I wish I cared, honestly.
You tend to care if you're one of us in one form or another. Family. And I think we'll follow along. What kind of shoes is Leni wearing?
I know, that's all I could think of is the...
He's wearing black Louis Vuittons.
Okay, they're only 5 inches, right?
Mm-hmm.
7 centimeters or something?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can use that as a weapon.
I mean, yes.
She's had to.
You wander down this hallway. Stefan has the flashlight on his phone still on. The shadows cast ahead of you are long and dark. Perhaps Rowdy at some point was in these tunnels, giving them a brief check, knowing where they lead. But even she does not have a perfect understanding of how all of this connects. Some of these hallways, some of these tunnels are natural caverns, grown over millennia of time. Others are the remains of quarries, man-made artificial tunnels that connected different caves. And we're here for the mining of limestone and other resources way back in the day. The flashlight of Stefan illuminates traces of people that have been here. You're not the first ones in these parts. There's graffiti and other marks on the wall. From time to time, some teenagers find their ways down here, and some of the locals are pretty familiar with these tunnels. But they keep going on, and Stefan keeps leading you, and you're not quite sure how he knows where to go. What you do know, however, is that at a certain point, you feel the ground beneath you rumbling. I need all of you at this point to make a rouse check, please.
Failure for Leni.
Failure for Rowdy.
Failure for Geraldine.
Same for Beatrice.
Oh.
As the ground rumbles underneath you, all of you suddenly see the world in monochrome around you. It's already dark here, just the flashlight of Stefan illuminating it, but all around you, you see the color drain from it. And you see this presence of spectral creatures all around you, looking at you, trying to reach out at you. Some of them moving their mouth as if they're trying to say something, but no words come out. And as that happens, the beast in all of you, that darkness in every vampire that only understands feeding, fighting and domination comes to the surface as it responds to this unknown threat. It urges you to do something, to reach out. All of you feel your hunger rising for a moment, completely unbidden.
What have you done? Stop it! Make it stop!
Stefan turns around, and as he turns around, you see his fangs are out, and he is going to leap at Geraldine. I'm going to roll for Stefan. This is the face of a kindred who is who is so deep in his hunger that he's going to lash out at any potential target that is nearby. Geraldine, can you already give me a strength plus brawl check to see if you can evade this? And I'm going to try to beat your number of successes on this.
Oh dear. That's
2
low.
successes. You want to keep it, or are you going to spend willpower to re-roll some of those dice? You could re-roll 3 of them.
Yeah, it's not as impressive as I would want to. Let's reroll with willpower.
All right.
Is there a possibility to help?
Once this resolve, we can see how you can further assist here in this roll.
All right. We have added 2 more successes, I believe, for
So
a
that
total
would
of 4.
Total of 4 successes, and Stefan we're even matched at 7 successes for Stefan, as there's just like this, as he leaps at you, Geraldine, you're able to stave him off, but he just has full fangs out, bearing down at you, but you can keep him off of you for now. What's the rest of you doing? What's happening?
I'm holding a gun up, shooting him.
You brought a gun here?
Of course I did.
You pull out from you a pistol, and you're gonna fire at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
firearms. Specialty.
Okay. So
I mean, we're in that kind of business, Geraldine and I. I know she has a gun.
can you give me a dexterity plus firearms roll then?
Yes.
And an extra die because you have a specialty for this. 2 successes. You're sticking with that?
I use a willpower to up that, right?
Yeah, you can
sure.
use you can re-roll 2 of those dice with your willpower.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And we're bringing this up to 3 successes. Stefan is going to try if he can get out of harm's way here, but that was a terrible roll. The bullet hits. You all hear this echoes in this narrow cave, like just this gunshot that's suddenly being fired. And the bullet pierces Stefan through the shoulder as he's now flung back from Geraldine, flung to the ground. What is the rest of you doing as this happens?
Rowdy was pushing Leni back out of danger and going to kick him in the head, but then was like hand out, foot going forward, gun shooting off.
And as you push back, Leni, is there anything you do in response to, or are you just trying to get to
Leni
safety?
gladly gets pushed back.
Out of danger here. And the Tremere, now at the ground shut down, lies there, and he like slowly sits up, still sitting on the ground, and you can see for a mortal, this wound would be bleeding, but there's nothing coming out of this wound. You know that you kindred are made out of very sturdy stuff, but it has thrown him to the ground, and it's taking some time as he's like slowly re-knitting the wound shut. But at the same time, the expression on Stefan's face is also changing. The fangs are not out anymore. There is now just shock on his face, and he goes, Was war das? What the fuck was happening here?
I check on Geraldine. Stabina, are you alright?
Good shot. I think you did a mercy. Because next time it's going to be to the head. No, pardon me, it's an old human expression. Next time it's going to be tapping at the chest.
Oh, I feel so hungry.
Well, then when we're finished here, we can go to our buffet later.
Are you sure? And he looks over at Beatrice and then back at the group. If Valerie is here, why aren't we bringing her? Why aren't we? We want to get this done right.
My dear sister is not feeling well. She just lost a loved one.
I don't know what's happening here, and I'm not sure if we can solve this.
That's not a very good attitude to take. And depending on what you do here, you can make quite a impression for yourself.
I have a question for you. We saw you go down earlier, or we saw you come back up. Excuse me.
Yes.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? What were you? How far did you go? Where were you going? Did you go to the left, to the right?
I was checking if the maps in the notebook, if they were matching with the tunnels here. I went down as far as I could, and now and I wanted to get back up. I came back up to see if I could find Valerie, to take her with me. And now you have me navigate this place here on my recollection of these maps, taking you deeper to where I wanted to go with her together, to whatever in these notes is called like the nexus, the focal point of the Shadowlands energies here.
Well, you are together with us.
If you didn't feel this before, it feels like maybe we are moving closer to the Nexus. 'Cause we all felt the hunger, mostly.
You felt it too.
Wait.
Hmm.
Me also.
Mein
You are
Lieber,
not my flavor, though, and for that you are very fortunate.
Mein Lieber, das, was du mit Valerie teilen willst, kannst du genauso mit mir teilen. We are one.
I think you should then take a moment to read the notes, understand what's going on there. Whoever wrote these, whoever sent these to me, was very thorough. Maybe if you read them and see what's in there, we're better prepared to where we're heading. There is, from what I understand, I think it's what you Hekata call a tear in the shroud, a hole in it.
There already are, yes.
Well, whoever sent me this has notes in there on trying to solve this on closing it again. It has to be closed. It can't remain open.
Not wrong.
Then close it we shall. I think it's what my prince would want from me, and by extension, for you.
Do we all have to be here for this?
Yes, Leni, you cannot abandon us right now, okay? Just because shit gets rough.
But I've already lost several other nails.
Leni, this is the safest place you can be with us.
I promise we can get new manicures another night, huh?
But you saw them even when we were back in the main cave, where everyone was dancing. The holds are already there. Even if you are upstairs, they will follow you.
Fine, let's just make this quick.
You're so brave, Leni. You're such a good girl. Een lief meisje.
Dankeschön.
Kom.
Stefan pulls himself back up, and after he picked up his phone with the flashlight again, leads you further down into the tunnels. But it is interesting that Leni asked if she had to be here. She could not go back upstairs to where the party is still going. And the party is definitely still going. The DJ has just launched into a new set. Many of the people who came here have been so nicely, playfully marked as meal or vampire, are enjoying this beating pulse of life. Except for Valerie. She's also still up there. Her cheeks are streaked from the bloody tears she cried. She is in the room where Mariska turned to dust. Kneeled on the ground, comparable to how Beatrice did it earlier. Her eyes roll back and she seems to commune with the shadows, with the shroud. She sees the ghosts around her, a familiar vision to her. All in the family are trained in understanding wraith, specters, poltergeists. Surrounding her are dozens of these ghosts. And among them, the ghost of Mariska. She sees her, lingering there, an expression of terror on Mariska's face, pulled from unlife so rapidly, so unexpected. She is still in the toils of death. She does not want to be here. She's not supposed to be dead. She rages against that, and Valerie sees that. She sees her there, pushing against this spectral state. The beat from the cave wraith picks up, the tempo picks up, a heartbeat of all that life together. It's like a beacon to ghosts. Like moths to the flame of life, these ghosts, they draw closer to the wraith. Mariska's ghost comes closer. And Valerie thinks, she knows what it means to reach past the shroud, reach into the Shadowlands and try to pull out the ghost of someone. She knows that is not the way. This is not why she was trained in these arts. But she is witnessing Mariska's raging ghost. Valerie lifts a hand and reaches out. And it is for us as if we look as she's reaching through this membrane, this barrier between worlds that is already pocked with holes here. All of these ghosts coming through. And as Valerie reaches in there, it's as if it rips even more. And she can hear the screams. And we feel the ground rumble. The music in the rave stop. And a cacophony of screams replaces it. And that's where we end today's episode of 3 City Revamp. Hi there, I'm Markus, pronouns are he, him, and online I'm known as the Chindividual. I am a pale Caucasian male with a dark beard, dark hair, and glasses, and today wearing like a dark red sweater. You can find me online as the Chindividual on most socials and on YouTube, where I make TTRPG videos with a heavy focus on Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And I'm going to pass it over to Toto.
Hi there, I'm Toto. My pronouns are she, they, not an order of preference. And I'm a queer Asian diasporic artist and actual play performer from Germany. I am wearing gold rim rounded glasses and have dark hair that is cut in a layered style with short, straight bangs. And I'm wearing a black shirt and some silver jewelry and also some dark lipstick. And you can find me almost anywhere under Totoroki. And I'll pass it over to Leni. I pass it over to Chrifu.
Hi, I'm Chrifu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a cis gay white guy from Frankfurt, Germany. Today I have a very nice wig on that I've gotten many compliments on. It's a wavy brown hair, and I'm wearing red lipstick, a big spider necklace, and a black tank top with some pink eyeshadow. And I'm also the executive producer and GM of Twilight's Edge on the Tumble Through podcast,
Tumble through.
a Pathfinder actual play podcast with episodes that come out every Tuesday on all podcast platforms.
Hello, my name is Jen. I have been rowdy. My name is Jen Vaughn, pronouns she, they, and I am a white cisgendered American immigrant living in France. I am wearing a very sparkly spiderweb shirt so I could match Chrifu. I have blunt cut hair, black hair with some white wisps and shaved eyebrows and painted on real thin for the role. Black lipstick. You can find my TTRPG comics and video game narrative design work over at hauntedvaultstudios.com. You can also find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at the Genya, where I, talk about how much I love Tumble Through, Euphoria, and reading comics. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a Latinx queer woman of color. I'm an immigrant here based in the Netherlands. And I've been playing Geraldine. It has been a wonderful time here at this table. If you like seeing more of this sort of content with multilingual, multicultural, and diverse representative casts, join us at Euphoria. Follow us on all our socials. If you want to see cool snippets, you want to see some bloopers or some discussions or some nails flying off, join our Patreon because then you can also support what happens on in the background here. That's totally going on Patreon. You can find all our links below in chat or in the description. Thank you much for all your support, and we're going to see you next week. Bye.
Bye.